Hey guys, so I'm laughing because I just finished watching the second part of Show Me the Money for episode 3, and episode 4, oh my god, they showed a preview and it's going to be very, very interesting. Episode 4. Alright, so let's just get down to it. So episode 3, so like I said, I had to watch it in 2 parts. So I'm filming on my camera today since I don't have any room on my iPod. So I had to watch it in 2 parts. So I watched the first part yesterday and wrote down my notes, and I just finished watching part 2. So alright, so pretty much the 3rd episode is just with the one-on-one battles. And so pretty much how it goes, the host picks a rapper, they pick the opponent, they pick a beat, they rehearse their lines, and then they battle it out. And then the judges pick who the best out of the 2. So first we got Super B and Leung Bum. I'm gonna tell you now, I'm probably gonna butcher some of these names, so excuse me in advance. So honestly, Super B kind of messed up on his lines, and his opponent, I mean, he wasn't terrible, but he wasn't all that great, especially for, round 3. My thing is the more you're in the competition, you need to step up your game. So like I said, I was kind of disappointed that Super B kind of messed up on his lines and stuff like that, but surprisingly they picked Super B. So the next battle was Incredible versus Candle, and again Candle kind of slipped on his lyrics a little bit, and then Incredible just went in for the kill, and yeah, that was pretty much it. And then they went with Incredible. Now the 3rd battle was Black Nut versus Smtm. Now surprises me that he picked her, and what kind of irritated me watching is I don't think he took it really that serious. I know Black Nut, he's kind of he's pretty funny and likes to joke around, but I'm watching the clip before they showed the actual battle, and he's trying to get at the girl. That's who he picked the girl he went up with, and he's trying to get at her, get her number and all that shit, and I'm shouldn't you be practicing? You're about to go battle this girl, shouldn't you be practicing? But I said, I don't know if he really took it all that serious. So they did it first. His was alright. Like I said, they're doing the battle. Sumin, I liked her first rap. Black Nut was, like I said, it wasn't his best. So it ended up going down to a rematch, so they had a tie, so they had to do it again. So whenever they have a tie, the rappers have to rap again, and just complete freestyle on top of the head. And so they did it again. Sumin, it was okay, but I liked her first rap better than the second one. And Black Nut redeemed himself. It wasn't great, but he did a little better, so I'm hoping that he kind of cuts that shit out for the next round, especially with episode 4 coming up. So I hope he kind of gets it together and stop kind of playing around and stuff like that. So yeah, so they end up going with Black Nut, and the next battle was Michael Dot versus BY. Oh god, I'm trying to remember everything because it was yesterday. I'm trying to remember everything that happened. I honestly liked Michael Dot, but not saying that BY wasn't good, because his was pretty good. So they ended up picking Michael Dot. Now the next battle was And Up versus Vernon. Now I already know that And Up was gunning for Vernon, and so immediately he went for Vernon. And honestly, watching the battle, I was expecting more, being the fact that he, And Up was so adamant of having Vernon go, that his rap wasn't all that great. So I'm expecting him to just slaughter Vernon, and it was half-assed. It wasn't all that great. And Vernon, he did better than in episode 3 than episode 2. It wasn't great, but it was definitely better than episode 2. So did they have to rap again? I can't remember if they had to rap again. I don't think they did, but they ended up going with "And Up." So I mean, being the fact that Vernon's not on the show, I hope that again he steps it up, because like I said, I was expecting more, being the fact that, you know, he was so talking about he wanted him gone and this and the third. I thought he was going to go and just destroy him, but you know, like I said, it was just, it wasn't all that great. And like I said, Vernon's not terrible. Here's my thing with Vernon. Like I said, he's not a terrible rapper. I see something there. I definitely do. I just feel that maybe this wasn't the right time for him to do Show Me the Money. I feel that was this. So I feel like maybe he should have like established himself in 17 first, being the fact that they just debuted. So my thing is like, you know, establish yourself in 17, you know, wait a minute, get familiar with being an idol and all this other, you know, stuff like that, and you know, and whatnot, and then Show Me the Money. I feel like it was a little early for him to do it, but you know, at the same time, it is a learning experience. So I hope Vernon comes back, and like, I'm hoping that Show Me the Money is still on a couple of years from now. So hopefully, as time goes on, that Vernon, you know, gets better, practice more, do more, you know. I know he just released a solo song, which wasn't bad. So it's a start. So I'm, you know, hoping he's like, he gets better, practice more, get more established more and stuff like that, and then he can come back, and then we'll see what happens. But yeah, I feel like it was a little too early for Vernon to do Show Me the Money. And so the last battle in part 1 was Johan versus Lee Hyun-jun. They were actually both pretty good, and surprisingly they picked Lee Hyun-jun over Johan. So I'm a little sad that he got eliminated, but at the same time, it's like I said with Vernon, you know, he just debuted with Monster X, and I'm just, you know, give it time for him to come back, because you know you can't come back. So yeah, so again, you know, just keep practicing, keep bettering yourself as a rapper, and then come back. So I hope he comes back, you know, later on. And so part 2, so in the beginning they were showing like people that kept like messing up on their lyrics, and I'm like, honestly guys, it's episode 3, it's like, you know, it's round 3. This isn't the time to be messing up on your lyrics. I know it's intimidating, and I know it's a lot of pressure, but if you've seen the show, you know what this is about. So you know, just it would be better if you just like had your lyrics together. But yeah, so the first battle was Hanhae versus One, and which was hard for me because, like I said before, I already knew of Hanhae, and I started to like One after watching episode 1, because like I said before, I wasn't feeling One Punch, so I was a little when I heard he was auditioning, but hearing him rap, he is pretty good, so it was kind of tough. So they ended up going with Hanhae. Now they didn't eliminate One because he was bad. It wasn't that. It was just you know, they gotta pick one. They can't choose 2 people. So unfortunately they picked Hanhae over One. So like I said again, hopefully he'll come back and see what happens. So this battle, the next one, is going to be very interesting because it's up against Chulgu. Like I said, I probably said his name all wrong, but he is known for being a freestyle rapper, versus Ho In-chung, who is a first generation rapper. So he's been doing this since like 97, and honestly, ever since Chulgu had called out In-chung, honestly, like, the tension was like just immediate. Like, I guess In-chung wasn't feeling the fact that he got called out, and so it was just immediately like like you can cut the tension with a knife. Like, they were like trying to pick the beats, and they were like going back and forth about picking which beat, and so it's like, one had 2 beats, the other had 2 beats, and then Incheon was like, no, let's just not pick those, pick something else. So it was kind of like going back and forth, and it got kind of heated. So Incheon had like, you know, walked off, and so Chulgu decided he's gonna compromise with him and pick whatever he wants. But then when he did, Incheon was like, no. So it was kind of difficult. It seemed like it was difficult. You know, he was willing to compromise, but then it was still like I said, it was going back and forth. So the battle itself, it's like they're 2 different rappers. It's like one is old school, one is new school. You know, Incheon, he's more, like I said, he's more like that 90s rapper, so his flow is definitely different than Chulgu, who was like more of a freestyle rapper. So like I said, it's 2 different people, so this was going to be an interesting battle. And honestly, like I would probably have to go with Chulgu over Incheon. Not saying that Incheon was bad, but it's like, you know, it's kind of hard, like when, you know, watching these battles and seeing, you know, and it's kind of hard, it kind of like throws me off, like when they don't like ride the beat, because it kind of like, it like messes up the flow for me to, you know, to get in the flow of their rapping and stuff like that. But yeah, so they the judges ended up picking Su Chulgu. Alright, so the next battle was Taewoon versus Lee Dong-hun, and you know, there wasn't no tension or anything. They was just, you know, they picking beats and they were practicing, and so Dong-hun was rapping, and all of a sudden you look and it's like Taewoon was just like diddy bopping. I'm like, what is he doing? Like, I was like, oh, okay, alright. It was interesting just to see him like just like get into the groove, and he was like so happy and cheery. And then it was so funny how they like zoomed in on Zico and he was like stone faced, while everyone else was kind of like showing like emotion in their face. Zico was just like no emotion whatsoever. So it's kind of awkward whenever they have Zico and Taewoon in the same room together, because it's like, I don't know if Zico's doing that on purpose to show like maybe he's not trying to be biased, or I actually really have no idea why he tries to like show no emotion, but with everyone else it's different. I don't know, but so they, like I said, their both was actually pretty good, but they ended up going with Taewoon, so I'm excited that they went with Taewoon. And then next was Minho versus Kim Young-soo. And I think this is the whole controversy with the gynecologist line thing. Like I said, this one was hard because I thought they were both pretty good. And I mean, even though, I'm saying, did Young-soo kind of slip out? I think he may have slipped out. I can't remember. I don't know how I can't remember, and I just finished watching the damn episode. But yeah, so they end up picking him up. So here's my thing with the whole gynecology line controversy. I'm, you know, being the fact that I'm from the States, so I'm used to rappers saying some crazy shit in their lyrics. Excuse my language, but I'm used to hearing some crazy shit, listening to people like Eminem and DMX, like, you know, those type of rappers that they go in and they have like absolutely no filter. So I'm used to them saying some crazy shit. So when Minho had that line, I didn't really see anything wrong with it, but I guess people did, and I know Minho had apologized for it. But like I said, me because like I'm so used to that, you know, listening to certain rappers, not all rappers, but certain rappers saying like some really crazy shit. So I'm just used to that. But yeah, and the last battle, which hurt my heart to watch, it was none other than Basic versus Lil Boy, and I'm like, oh, you got to be shitting me, because I love them both. They're so good, and I don't know why the hell they left these two for last. But they ended up, you know, going against each other, and they were both great, and ultimately they decided to go with Basic. So it's like they didn't eliminate Lil Boy because he was bad, because he wasn't bad. So I felt for the judges, because like all of a sudden the last, you know, battle starts, and all of a sudden they come in and they're like, oh my god, and all this other shit. So yeah, so that was hard to watch because I didn't want either of them to go. I was hoping that they do like some next shit and then they pick both of them, but unfortunately they pick Basic. But you know, it's not like Lil Boy is terrible, because he's definitely not a terrible rapper. So yeah, that was pretty much episode 3, the one-on-one battles. Now episode 4 is going to be very interesting. So I wonder, should I say what's going to happen? Well, I mean, you've seen it in the teaser. So alright, so basically what happens in episode 4 is they call all the people that passed round 3, and they are going to do a cipher. So they have one mic and they have to rap within 10 minutes, and Snoop Dogg is gonna like judge the contestants. Now here's the thing I don't like about this whole cipher thing. It's like, cause when I think of a cipher, it's just a group of people, they start rapping and they do their verse and then they go into the next person. But how they're doing it, they have one mic and people are literally about to like brawl over this one mic so they can show and prove what they got. That is like the worst fucking idea ever. Like, they should just left the cipher how it's normally done. They pick, you know, a couple people go up, they do their shit and keep it moving. Like in the preview, like they was like literally like they was like rapping in Snoop Dogg's face, and they was like literally like about to fight over the mic. Like it was fucking crazy. And I'm like, that was like the stupidest shit Mnet did with that one. So I don't know what's gonna happen with episode 4, but it's gonna be crazy after seeing that preview. So yeah, it's gonna be very interesting with episode 4. So yeah, so that's episode 3 of Show Me the Money 4. And again, like I said, I'm gonna try and keep up with, you know, these episodes. Honestly, like each episode is just getting way more and more interesting, and I have to watch it. So, you know, this week, hopefully by this weekend, I will be able to do another video. So like I said, depends on my schedule for next week. So hopefully maybe Saturday or Sunday. The latest maybe Monday. I don't know, but we'll see. But honestly, like, this season has just been like hella drama with, you know, between the whole people not feeling Zico and Jay Park as judges, and this whole all these idol rappers joining the show, and then the whole Minnow line thing, and then like Black Nut with this whole song he did a couple, you know, years ago that people discover, and people are like upset about that. And then this whole Zico thing, like people like, oh, is Zico gonna stick with me on the show? I honestly don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, if they do decide to let him go, that will suck, but like I said, I don't run Mnet, so I have no control over that. So we're just gonna see what happens with Zico, if he's still gonna be on the show. But yeah, this season, I don't even think this was, you know, the past season had this much drama. I swear to God. But yeah, that's it. I'm, you know, done with the review. And again, like I said, hopefully by at least Monday, I'll probably have episode 4 up. So yeah, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.